Hello, it's Gem Games here once again and welcome to this new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video we're going to add the weapon unequipping and equipping with the animations like this. I can unequip it and I can equip it back. So yeah, simple as that. So let's get started. So what we want to do first is we want to go to our horror game blueprints folder, and then we want to go to the animations and to the pistol 1, and here we have this pistol 1 unequip animation sequence. Let's right click and create a anim montage, and let's right click and create another anim montage. So the first one will be called pistol 1 unequip montage, and the second one will be called pistol 1 equip montage. Now let's open, for example, let's open the pistol 1 equip montage. And what we want to change here under the here on the blend in, let's set this to 0.1. We can adjust it later, but I think that's pretty good. And blend out, let's put it to like 0.3. Okay, let's save and close. Now let's open the pistol 1 unequip montage. Oh, sorry, I made a little mistake. Let's go back to the equip montage. Here, what we want to do also is we want to select this pistol 1 unequip track, and we want to change this play rate to -1. So now it's playing it in reverse like this. Okay, now it's correct. Let's save, close, and now let's go to the unequip. Here, what we want to do is we want to change this blend in time to 0.3 and blend out time to like 0.1. I think that's pretty good. And after that, let's save and close, and let's go to our data tables. Here on the weapons DT, let's open it, and on our pistol 1 row, let's change our equip montage to be the pistol 1 equip montage, and also the unequip to be the pistol 1 unequip montage. Let's save and close, and we don't have to do anything else here. Now let's go back to the blueprints and let's open the BP player character. And here on the BP player character, what we want to do is we want to create a new function. Let's call this equip / unequip weapon. Okay, let's create a category called weapon or gun. I think the gun would fit better, but yeah, let's call it weapon now. So now it's under there. So what we want to do here is we want to create an input, and this input will be called weapon ID, and it will be type name. Compile and save. Now we want to add a branch, so B and left click and connect it to our input. Now we want to get our can do action boolean variable. So we want to check if we can do action, so we're not doing anything else currently. Okay, and if we can, we want to continue. Then what we want to do is we want to create a new variable. This variable will be called weapon in use index. Sorry. Weapon use ID. Yeah, that's better. And it will be type name. And now let's also create the weapon category. Oh, we already have it. So the weapon category. I always forget that if you create it on the functions, it will also be created on the variables. So weapon category. Now let's duplicate this variable so we can automatically put it to the same category. And let's call this weapon ref. Let's change the variable type to BP weapon equip object reference. Okay, simple as that. Also, we have this aiming alpha that we created on the last episode. Let's also move it to the weapons category. And now it's here in the middle, but I want it to be here at the bottom. So let's drag this bottom one to here. So it's this one is here. Okay, so what we want to do next is we want to get this weapon ID input local variable here. So let's right click and search for weapon ID. It should be here at the bottom. I don't want to, maybe I just could track it. No, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Now we want to check if it's not equal to our weapon in use ID. Okay, let's add a branch, be a left click from the true, like this. And to the false, we can just print string and call this weapon already in use or something like that. So we can just see that if we're trying to equip the same weapon again, that we already have it in. So it says something. Compile, save, and now from the true, what we want to do, we want to get our can do action again and set it to false. Because now if we can continue from both of these, we want to set it to false. After that, we want to check our weapon reference. So let's get it. Let's right click, convert to validated get, like this. Okay. Now, from the it's not valid, let's go that way first. We want to spawn actor from class. So we will actually spawn the weapon. And this variable class, this actor class will be bb weapon equip, like this. Let's compile, save, and let's leave it like that for now. Let's go back to here, to our third-person map, and let's go to the components and to the bb weapon equip. And here on the bb weapon equip, what we want to do is we want to create a new variable. Let's call this player ref, and let's change the type to be bb player character object reference. And also let's create a category called ref, like this, and let's make it instance editable and expose on spawn. Okay, compile, save, and now let's go back here. Now when we right click here and refresh, it will add this player ref pin here, or input. Now we can just get reference to self, so we are promoting ourself to a variable here on the bb weapon equip. Now let's split this spawn transform so we can use it. Otherwise, if it's like combined, it will give an error. So this way we can use it because this spawn transform doesn't matter. And now let's change the collision handling override to always spawn or ignore collisions. Now what we want to do is compile and save and get our weapon ref, and we want to set it here and connect to here. Okay, and if you cannot connect it, you have the incorrect variable type here. It should be the bb weapon equip actor. What is it? Actor reference or whatever. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick still. Okay, now, yeah. Compile, save, and let's go to the bb weapon equip. Now we have to do a few things here. The first one will be, let's go to the event graph. Let's delete everything from here. Let's create a new custom event. And this will be called equip weapon. Okay. What we want to do now is we want to get first our player reference, and we want to get our mesh, get mesh. Then we want to attach component to component like this. And we don't actually want to connect this to the target. Let's keep our control pressed and left click so we can move it to the parent. Okay. So now we're trying to attach something to our skeletal mesh. The thing that we want to attach to it is our weapon. Let's connect the weapon to the target. The socket name, we want to get our socket name variable. And actually we can, no. That's actually good. Okay, we can connect this socket name to here and select these and move these a little bit more up. Okay, so we're attaching our weapon to our skeletal mesh to this socket, which will be the pistol one in this case. Location rule, snap to target. Rotation rule, snap to target. Scale rule, snap to target. And after that, what we want to do is we want to get our mesh and we want to play montage. And let's move it to here. Let's connect from here. Let's leave some space. Let's double click to create a reroute. And let's move it to here. Double click again to move it to here. And align this. Double click one more time. Maybe like this. And now we want to get our equip montage variable and connect it to the montage to play. And I will align this better like that. So yeah, we're snapping the weapon. We're playing our equip montage on our player skeletal mesh. Compile, save. After that, what we want to do is from here, from the execute, this plays the same time basically. So this doesn't wait for this montage to end or anything like that. So we want to, from here, we want to first get our player ref again. And from here, we want to set weapon in use ID from the top pin, from the execute. Okay, and now the weapon in use ID will be the weapon ID. Like that. And now, on completed, so when the animation has, the montage has completed, what we want to do is we want to get from our player ref again, and we want to set can do action, and we want to set it to back to true from completed, like this. And I actually think we can move this a little bit closer, maybe like that. So yeah, simple as that. So the next thing, compile and save. We want to create another custom event down here. And this will be called Unequip weapon. And we will have to add an input here. And this input will be called new weapon ID. And it will be type name, compile and save. Actually, let's save all. Yeah. Now we want to promote this new weapon ID to a variable. I like it to have these underscores, weapon ID. Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to get our player ref again. Maybe we can actually get it to here so the node matches this. Oh, a little bit here. Now we have to first get the mesh. From here we want to play montage. Get from this, connect to here, align it with the top one so it looks good. And this a little bit more upwards. Now the montage to play will be our unequip montage from the variable, like that. Now here, only thing we have to do is we want to get from the onBlend out. And first we will have to get the player ref. And from the player ref, we want to set weapon in use ID onBlend out. Check that this is correct, otherwise the animation will glitch. It will not look as smooth. And now we want to set it to none. Okay. Then let's add a branch. So B and left click again, of course. And what we want to check here is we want to get our new weapon ID. Check if it's not equal. And if it's not equal to empty, what we can do is actually, yeah, let's move this to here. And now we want to call our set weapon stats if it's not equal to empty. So if we have some new weapon coming from the true, set weapon stats, and now let's connect this to here. Or maybe should we do like this? I think that might look better. Yeah. So new weapon ID, if not empty, let's set weapon stats, weapon ID. Okay. And from the false, what we want to do, we want to create a new function. This function will be called clear and destroy. So here on the clear and destroy, what we want to do is we want to get our player ref. We want to set weapon ref. We want to set it to be empty, so we want to clear it. After that, we want to call our can do action, set can do action. Let's set it to back to true. After that, we want to get our player ref, and we want to set it to like that. So we want to basically clear it, and after that, we want to destroy it, destroy actor. These and these are not like, you don't basically have to do them, but the Unreal Engine garbage collection will work better if you clear the references. Otherwise they might be on the memory for a little while. So yeah, this is just good practice. Okay, compile save. Let's go back to the event graph. And here on the false, we want to call the new clear and destroy function. Like that. Compile, save. And I noticed that here on the set weapon stats, we don't actually need this socket name output here, because I didn't do it the way that I was going to do it first. So let's just delete that. Compile and save. So actually, one more thing here on the set weapon stats. Before this return, we want to call our equip weapon. Let's move this to here, and control left click, move this to here, and connect. So yeah, after we set the variables, we will call the equip weapon. Compile save. Now let's go back to the BP player character. And here, after we set the weapon ref, what we want to do is we want to get from this, and we want to set weapon stats. Okay. And the weapon ID will be, of course, our weapon ID input. So weapon ID, and this bottom one. So this is this here. Okay. Now let's go to the isValid, compile and save. Here we will have simply just, let's get from the weapon ref, and let's call the Unequip weapon function like this. Let's add a reroute maybe to here. And new weapon ID will be our, this weapon ID. So weapon ID. Oh, not like that. Weapon ID here at the bottom like this. Compile and save. Now, how can we test this system? First, we will actually have to go to here, and we'll have to delete the gun, because this was just temporary for testing. Let's delete this. Compile and save. And oh, actually, we will have to quickly go to the animation blueprint. So blueprints, animation, ABB player. And here on the event graph, yeah. Let's actually create a simple function. I'm not sure if we will use this later, but for now it will work. So get weapon in use index. This is just so we can convert the weapon in use ID to an integer. So it's a little bit cleaner on the anim graph. So here we want to get our player ref. From here we want to get the weapon in use ID. Then we want to check if it's equal to empty. Let's add a branch. Now we want to get our weapon in use index that we created on the last episode. We want to set it to be 0, like that. Okay. Now let's copy both of these. Control C, Control V under here. From defaults, let's connect to here. Let's copy this, connect this to here, this to here. So we're doing basically the same thing again. But this time we're checking if the name is, or the ID is pistol 1. And then we want to set this to be 1. Okay, compile and save. And now let's just go to the event graph and let's call it on the here after the where we set the crouching variable. I'm not sure if we will use this later on when we have more weapons, or if we will create something better. Like, yeah. But for now it will work. Compile and save. So now when we play, we shouldn't have anything on our hands. Yep. And now let's go to the PP player character to the event graph, and let's add here some, we already have this L input here. Start inspecting item. Let's delete that. Let's change this to be like 1. And from here, let's call the equip, unequip weapon. And if you don't have this here, you want to right click and search for a key, scroll down, select any of these, and you can here map it to whatever you want. Okay, press equip, unequip weapon, and this will be, let's set here the pistol 1. Now let's copy both of these and paste. Let's set this to be, this key to be like, let's set it to 4 maybe, and ID, let's set it to be empty, like that. Or do we have to actually set it to be none? I'm not actually sure. Let's see. Compile, save, and let's play. Now when we click 1, we cannot see our weapon and waste that. Let's see. On the weapon equip, how we set the, oh, now I know. We will have to go back to the data tables, weapon DT. We want to set the skeletal mesh to be the pistol 1, the pistol A, like that. Compile, save. Now when we try again, okay, and click 4. Oh, 1, 4. Why does it play like that? That's actually pretty weird. I will have to check. I think I found the problem. Let's go back to the pistol 1 and let's open our equip montage, and let's set the slot to be the upper body slot, and we want to track this so it plays again. Compile, save, and let's close this and do the unequip montage, the same thing. Default slot name upper body, and let's move this like this. Save, close. I'm not sure if this helps, but I think, yeah, as you can see, now it's working perfectly. And one more thing that we can try is, let's go to the data tables one more time. Let's open the weapons DT. Let's duplicate this pistol 1. Let's call it pistol 2. We can just try if the system works with different weapons also. Pistol 2, and we can leave everything else to be here. And let's save like this, and PP player character event graph. Let's move this 4 and unequip thing a little bit further down. Copy paste other one here, and let's set this input to 2 and weapon ID to be pistol 2. Compile, save. Now when we play, click 1, pistol 1, click 2, pistol 2, click 2 again, weapon already used, click 1, weapon already used, 4, 2, this is weird. So after we have unequipped, we play the... that's actually pretty weird also. Okay, here on the PP weapon equip, on the unequip weapon, here we set this weapon use ID to be none. We want to set it to empty. Compile, save. And if you have some problems, you want to check if all these are empty. Like this. Everywhere where we set the weapon ID to a specific name, it should be empty. Like this. Now, let's save, let's play. 1, 2, 4, 2. Oh, what? It still does that. How? Oh, I think it... Okay, I'm not actually sure why it is happening. So I will have to take a little look into that, but yeah, let's fix it on the next episode. Also, one thing that I now noticed, the pistol aiming is not like perfectly centered to the screen. Let's quickly fix that. Here in the APP player, let's click on our skeleton and let's find our pistol 1 slot or socket. And here on the relative rotation set, let's set this to be 65.75. I think that's the correct. Now, when we get the weapon and we aim, now it's perfectly centered. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you at the next one. Bye.